Welcome back to Cinema Movies. This is the home for you where we explain movies and dramas story in details. And in this video, we are going to deep dive for explaining the story is called Mendengar Hati Mereka, Aku Jadi Kesayangan. You will follow a girl named Citra who was abandoned at birth by a wealthy family who only wanted perfection. She grows up poor and sick with a strange gift. She can hear the true thoughts of anyone she touches. Watch how she uses this gift to uncover dark family secrets to protect the innocent and to become the heart of a family that once threw her away. This story has betrayal, healing, revenge, forgiveness, and a love that survives every lie. Prepare for a long journey. Get your headphones. This is the full story of a lost daughter who listened to the silence and found her way home. The story begins in a city that never sleeps. The city has tall glass buildings and dirty alleyways. In the clean part of the city lives the Widger family. They are old money. Their name opens every door. Mr. Beauty Widger is the head of the family. He is 60 years old with sharp eyes and a sharper tongue. He built a shipping empire from nothing. He married a woman named Sari. She is beautiful and cold. She came from a family of politicians. Together they have one daughter named Mila. Mila is 19 years old. She is pretty spoiled and cruel. The servants fear her. The teachers give her good grades because they fear her father. Mila has never heard the word no in her entire life. She wears designer clothes. She drives a red sports car. She posts perfect photos on social media. The world looks at the Widger family and sees a perfect picture. But pictures lie. Pictures hide the dirt. In the dirty part of the city there is a small house. The paint is peeling. The roof leaks when it rains. Inside this house lives a girl named Citra. Citra is 17 years old. She has dark circles under her eyes. Her skin is too pale. Her hair is thin. She has a rare blood disease. The doctors call it aplastic anemia. Her body does not make enough blood cells. She gets tired from walking to the kitchen. She faints often. Her mother Rina works as a cleaning lady at the city hospital. Rina is not her real mother. Citra does not know this yet. Rina found Citra 17 years ago in a hospital garbage room, but that secret is still buried deep. Citra has a strange power. She discovered it when she was 5 years old. A neighbor boy tried to steal her toy. She grabbed his hand to stop him. Suddenly a voice spoke inside her head. It was the boy's voice, but he did not move his lips. The voice said, "I want to break her doll. I hate her." Citra let go of his hand and ran away. She was scared. She told her mother Rina. Rina did not believe her. Rina said, "You have a big imagination," but Citra knew the truth. She could hear the real thoughts of people when she touched their skin. She could not control it. It just happened. As she grew older, she learned to accept it. She used it to avoid bullies at school. She used it to know which shopkeepers were honest. She never told anyone again. She kept her power a secret inside a small leaking house. One day Citra is walking home from the market. She carries a bag of vegetables. The bag is heavy. She feels dizzy. The sun is too hot. She stops to rest on a bench. Then everything goes black. She falls to the ground. The vegetables spill everywhere. A kind old woman sees her and calls an ambulance. Citra wakes up in the hospital. The white lights hurt her eyes. She sees her mother Rina standing by the bed. Rina is crying. Her face is wet. Her hands are shaking. A doctor comes in. He is young and handsome. His name is Dr. Arya. He looks at Citra's chart. His face is serious. He asks Rina to step outside. Citra touches Dr. Arya's arm without thinking. She hears his thought. His thought says this girl has the same rare blood disorder as the Widger family records. There is a match in the confidential files. This cannot be a coincidence. Citra does not understand what this means. She only knows that this doctor knows something about her past. Something her mother never told her. Dr. Arya comes back alone. He sits next to Citra. He says, "Your condition is serious. You need a bone marrow transplant. Without it, you will not see your next birthday. The surgery costs a huge amount of money. My hospital cannot do it for free." Citra looks at her hands. She says, "I know we have no money. I will accept my fate." Dr. Arya feels something in his chest. He does not know this girl, but he feels a need to protect her. He tells her not to give up. He says he will find a way. Citra touches his hand again. She hears, "I will find the Widger family. I will make them pay for hiding her. She is their blood." Citra pulls her hand back. Her heart starts racing. She asks Dr. Arya who are the Widger family. Dr. Arya is shocked. He did not say that name out loud. He looks at Citra with new eyes. He whispers, "Can you hear my thoughts?" Citra is scared, but she nods. She tells him her secret. She expects him to run away or call her crazy. But Dr. Arya does not run. He takes her hand gently. He says, "Then you already know the truth. You are not Rina's daughter. You are the lost child of the Widger Empire. Your father is one of the richest men in the country, and he threw you away because you were born weak." Citra wants to scream, she wants to cry, but no tears come, she feels empty. She asks, how do you know this? Dr. Arya explains that he works part-time at a private health clinic. Rich people go there for secret checkups. Last year, Mr. Widger came for a full DNA screening. He wanted to check for genetic diseases before his daughter Mila got married. The lab found 2 different daughter DNA profiles under his name. One was Mila, the other was an unknown girl. The clinic was supposed to delete the unknown profile, but Dr. Arya kept a copy. He is a curious man. He has been searching for that unknown girl for 6 months. Then Citra was brought to his hospital. He ran a quick blood test. The DNA matched the secret file. Citra is the unknown girl. She is the twin sister of Mila. She was born 17 years ago in a private hospital. Mr. Widger wanted only one child. He wanted a perfect strong heir. The weak baby was given to a nurse to dispose of. That nurse was Rena, but Rena could not kill a baby, so she raised Citra as her own daughter. The truth hits Citra like a wave. She thinks about all the hungry nights, all the cold winters, all the times she had no medicine. Her rich father lived in a mansion while she slept on a thin mattress. Her twin sister wore diamond earrings while she wore torn shoes. The anger grows in her chest. It is hot and dark, but she does not let it control her. She remembers her gift. She can hear truths, and truth is a weapon. She decides she will not die quietly. She will not beg for money. She will go to the Widger mansion. She will make them see her. She will make them feel guilty, not because she wants their love, because she wants justice. Dr. Arya supports her plan. He says he will help her every step of the way. He gives her his personal phone number. He says, call me anytime, day or night. Citra looks at him. For the first time in a long time, she feels a tiny spark of hope. Rena is against the plan. When Citra tells her what she learned, Rena falls to her knees. She begs Citra not to go to the Widger family. Rena says those people are snakes. They will hurt you worse than any disease, but Citra has made her decision. She kisses Rena's forehead. She says, I must do this, mother, not for revenge, for survival. If I die, I want to die knowing I faced my demons. Rena cries, but she lets Citra go. The next day, Citra puts on her best dress. It is old and faded, but it is clean. She goes to the Widger mansion. The gate is made of black iron. It is taller than 2 men. A security guard stops her. He asks who she is. Citra says, I am here to see Mr. Widger. The guard laughs. He says, everyone wants to see Mr. Widger. Go away, beggar. Citra does not move. She waits. She waits for 4 hours in the hot sun. Her skin burns. Her head spins. Then a black car pulls up. A woman steps out. It is Mrs. Sari. She is wearing a white summer dress and sunglasses. She looks at Citra with disgust. She asks the guard why this dirty girl is at her gate. Citra steps forward. She touches Mrs. Sari's hand quickly. She hears the woman's thought. The thought says, this girl has the same birthmark as my mother. No, that is impossible. My mother died 10 years ago. Get her away from me. Citra releases the hand. She says, Mrs. Sari, I am your daughter. The daughter you threw away 17 years ago. Mrs. Sari's face turns white. Her sunglasses fall off. She stares at Citra like she is seeing a ghost. Then she slaps Citra across the face. The slap is loud. It echoes against the iron gate. Mrs. Sari screams, liar. She screams that Citra is a con artist sent by enemies. She calls the guards to throw Citra into the street. Citra falls on the pavement. Her nose bleeds, but she does not cry. She gets up slowly. She wipes the blood with her sleeve. She looks at Mrs. Sari and says, I am not lying. You gave birth to twins. One was strong, one was weak. You told your husband to throw the weak one away. I am the weak one, but I am still alive. Mrs. Sari steps back. Her hands shake. She looks at the guards and tells them to take Citra inside. Not to the main house. To the guest house near the back wall. Citra is taken to a small building. It used to be a storage shed. Now it has a bed and a table. The windows are dirty. The floor is cold. Citra sits on the bed. She waits. Hours pass. Finally, Mr. Widger comes. He does not knock. He opens the door and stands in the doorway. He looks at Citra like she's a bug. He says, I do not know what game you are playing, but it ends now. I will give you money, 10 million rupiah. Take it and leave the city. Never come back. Citra stands up. She walks to Mr. Widger. She touches his hand. She hears his thought. The thought says, she has my mother's eyes. Oh God, what have I done? I cannot admit this. I will lose everything. The company, my reputation, my wife's respect. I will pay her to disappear. Citra lets go of his hand. She says, I do not want your money, father. I want a bone marrow transplant. Mila is my twin. Her marrow can save my life. Give me that and I will leave forever. Mr. Widger laughs. It is a cold laugh. He says, Mila is not your sister. Mila is our perfect daughter. You are a mistake from the past. You will get nothing. Then he leaves. The door slams. Citra hears the lock click. They have trapped her in the storage shed. But Citra has a power they do not understand. She waits until midnight. A servant comes to bring her water. He is a young man named Anton. He has worked for the Widger family for 5 years. He looks at Citra with pity. He says, "I am sorry, miss. They are cruel people. I know the truth about you. I heard Mrs. Sari crying on the phone to her sister." Citra touches Anton's hand. She hears, "I will help this girl escape. I have a key to the back gate." Citra thanks him silently. Anton unlocks the door. He leads her through the dark garden. They pass the main house. Lights are on in the upstairs window. Citra sees a shadow. It is Mila. Mila is watching them from her bedroom window. She does not scream. She does not call the guards. She just watches. Citra wonders if Mila knows the truth too. Anton opens the back gate. Citra steps into the alley. She is free, but she is still sick and she still has no money for surgery. She goes back to Rena's small house. Rena is waiting up. She hugs Citra tightly. She says, "I told you they are monsters," but Citra shakes her head. She says, "No, mother, they are not monsters. They are scared people. Fear makes them cruel. I will try again." Rena wants to argue, but she sees the fire in Citra's eyes. She knows she cannot stop her daughter. Citra calls Dr. Arya. He comes to the small house. He examines her. He says the disease is progressing faster than expected. She has maybe 4 months left without a transplant. Citra is not afraid. She says 4 months is enough time to break down a wall of lies. Dr. Arya holds her hand. He says, "I will help you break that wall. I have a plan. The plan is simple." Dr. Arya knows that Grandma Dewi lives in the Widger mansion. She is Mr. Widger's mother. She is old and sick with dementia, but she has a kind heart. Dr. Arya used to treat her at the clinic. He says if anyone can open the door to that family, it is the grandmother. Citra agrees to try. A week later, Dr. Arya arranges a meeting. He tells Mr. Widger that he has a new treatment for dementia. He needs to see Grandma Dewi at her home. Mr. Widger allows it because he loves his mother despite his coldness. Dr. Arya brings Citra as his nurse. They enter the mansion through the front door. The house is huge. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, gold frames on the walls. Servants stand in rows. Citra keeps her head down. She follows Dr. Arya to the grandmother's room. Grandma Dewi sits in a wheelchair by a window. She is looking at birds in the garden. Her hair is white. Her skin is soft like old paper. She does not look at Citra when they enter. She just keeps watching the birds. Dr. Arya says, "Good morning, Grandma Dewi. I brought a new nurse to help you today. Her name is Citra." Grandma Dewi turns her head slowly. She looks at Citra. Her eyes widen. She starts to cry. She reaches out her shaky hand. She says, "You look like my daughter who died too young. Come here, child. Come closer." Citra steps forward. She takes Grandma Dewi's hand. She hears the old woman's thought. The thought is not clear. It is broken like old glass, but Citra can understand pieces. The thought says, "My son threw away the baby. I was in the hospital. I could not stop him. The baby had my name, Citra. He named her Citra before he threw her away. Oh, my heart is broken." Citra is shocked. Her name was given to her by her real father before he abandoned her. He named her and then he threw her away like garbage. The pain is deep, but she does not show it. She smiles at Grandma Dewi. She says, "I will take good care of you, grandmother." For 2 weeks, Citra visits Grandma Dewi every day. She brushes her hair. She reads her stories. She feeds her soup. The old woman's memory starts to improve. The dementia does not go away, but Grandma Dewi now remembers Citra's name. She calls her my little bird. She tells her secrets. One day when they are alone, Grandma Dewi says, "My son Beauty was not always cruel. His father was a violent man. Beauty learned that love is weakness. When you were born weak, he thought you would suffer. He thought throwing you away was mercy, but he was wrong. Mercy is not the same as love." Citra cries. She cries for the father who never held her. She cries for the mother who slapped her. She cries for the sister who watched her escape from a window. But she also cries for Grandma Dewi, who is the only one in that big cold house with a warm heart. Mila starts to get curious. She sees Citra coming and going. She hears the servants whispering. One night Mila corners Citra in the garden. Mila is wearing a pink silk robe. Her hair is perfect. Her nails are long and red. She looks at Citra like a cat looks at a mouse. She says, "Who are you really? My mother cries every night. My father barely eats. And this strange nurse keeps visiting my grandmother. Tell me the truth or I will ruin you." Citra is tired. She is tired of hiding. She touches Mila's hand. She hears Mila's thought. The thought says, "I always felt like something was missing. Like there was a hole in my life. If she is my sister, maybe that hole will close. Please let her be my sister." Citra is surprised. Mila is not as cruel as she acts. She is just a lonely girl in a golden cage. Citra says the truth. She says, "I am your twin sister. We were born on the same day. You were strong. I was weak. Your father threw me away. I survived. Now I am dying. I need your bone marrow to live." Mila steps back. Her face changes many times. Anger, shock, sadness, then hard coldness. She laughs. It is a fake laugh. She says, "You expect me to believe that fairy tale. You are a liar, a gold digger. You want my father's money. Well, you will get nothing from me. Nothing." Then she walks away, but Citra heard her true thought. Mila does believe her, and deep down Mila wants to help. But she is too scared of her father to show it. Days turn into weeks. Citra's health declines. She faints more often. Her gums bleed. She needs blood transfusions every few days. Dr. Arya pays for them out of his own salary. He is running out of money. He tells Citra she cannot wait anymore. She must confront the family with an ultimatum. Give her the transplant or she will go to the media. The Widja name will be destroyed. Citra does not want to use blackmail, but she has no choice. Her life is a candle burning down. She requests a family meeting. Mr. Widja refuses at first, but Grandma Dewi demands it. The family gathers in the big dining room. The table is long enough for 20 people. Mr. Widja sits at the head. Mrs. Sari sits on his right. Mila sits on his left. Grandma Dewi is at the other end. Citra stands in the middle. She looks at each of them. She touches no one. She does not need to touch them to know their fear. It is written on their faces. She speaks softly. She tells the whole story from the beginning. The birth, the abandonment, the poor mother who saved her, the sickness, the secret power she was born with. She tells them she can hear thoughts. Mr. Widja laughs. He says, "You are crazy. You belong in a mental hospital." But Mrs. Sari is not laughing. She is crying. She looks at her husband and says she is telling the truth. "I see my mother in her eyes. I see myself in her nose. She is our daughter." Mr. Widja slams his fist on the table. He screams no. He screams that he will not accept a weak, defective child. He screams that the company will collapse if this scandal comes out. Mila stands up. For the first time she speaks against her father. She says, "Father, I am tired of your lies. I am tired of being perfect. I want a sister. I want to give her my bone marrow. Give me one good reason why I should not." Mr. Widja has no answer. He sits back in his chair. He looks old. He looks broken. He whispers, "Do what you want. I am done fighting." The transplant is scheduled for the next week. Mila is nervous. She has never had surgery before. She holds Citra's hand in the hospital room. She says, "I am scared." Citra touches Mila's hand. She hears, "I love her already. I love my sister. I would die for her." Citra smiles. She says, "I am scared too, but we have each other now. That is enough. The surgery is a success." Dr. Arya performs the procedure himself. It takes 6 hours. When Citra wakes up, she feels different. The fog in her head is gone. The pain in her bones is gone. She looks at Mila sleeping in the next bed. They are connected by blood now. Real blood, sister blood. Mrs. Sari sits between them. She holds both their hands. She whispers, "I am sorry. I am so sorry for everything. I should have fought for you, Citra. I was weak. Forgive me." Citra squeezes her mother's hand. She hears the thought. The thought says, "I will spend the rest of my life making this up to her. I will love her twice as hard." Citra forgives her mother. It is not easy. The pain does not disappear, but forgiveness is a choice, and Citra chooses to let go of the heavy rock of anger. Recovery takes 2 months. Citra moves into the mansion officially. She gets a real room. It is next to Mila's room. Mila decorates it with flowers and new curtains. She buys Citra clothes that fit. She takes Citra to get her hair done. For the first time, Citra looks in the mirror and sees a healthy girl. Her cheeks are pink. Her eyes are bright. She is beautiful. The servants start to like her more than Mila because Citra is kind. She says thank you. She says please. She remembers their names. The head chef tells the kitchen staff Miss Citra is the best thing that ever happened to this house. The gardener says she helped him pull weeds even though she is the boss's daughter. Word spreads. The family friends start to ask about the new girl. Mr. Widja is forced to introduce her as a distant cousin. He is still too proud to admit the truth publicly, but Citra does not push. She knows time is on her side. Grandma Dewi's dementia nearly disappears. The doctors cannot explain it. They call it a miracle. Citra knows the truth. Love healed the old woman's mind. Every day Citra sat with her. Every day she listened to her stories. Every day she touched her hand and heard her heart. That constant connection of love rewired Grandma Dewi's brain. Now Grandma Dewi remembers everything. She remembers giving birth to Beauty. She remembers her husband's cruelty. She remembers the day Citra was taken away, and she remembers the promise she made to herself to fix this family before she dies. She starts working on Mr. Widja. She tells him every day, "You have 2 daughters now. You cannot hide one like a shameful secret. You must introduce Citra to the world." Mr. Widja refuses. He says the board of directors will not accept a daughter born out of wedlock. Grandma Dewi says Citra was not born out of wedlock. "You and Sari were married when she was born. She is legitimate. You are just a coward." The word coward stings Mr. Widja. He hates being called weak, but he still does not change. Meanwhile, Mila has a secret. She is dating a man named Rio. Rio is the son of a rival shipping company owner. The two families are enemies. Mr. Widger would never allow the relationship. Mila sneaks out at night to see Rio. She does not tell Citra, but Citra notices. One night, Citra follows Mila to a cheap hotel. She sees Mila meet Rio. Rio is handsome, but his eyes are hard. Citra does not like him. She waits until Mila goes to the bathroom. She approaches Rio. She introduces herself as Mila's sister. Rio is surprised. He did not know Mila had a sister. He shakes Citra's hand. Citra hears his thought. The thought says, this new sister is a problem. I will make Mila cut her off. I want the Widger company. I will marry Mila, then divorce her and take half. That is my plan. Citra pulls her hand back. Her blood runs cold. She runs to the bathroom. She tells Mila everything. Mila does not believe her. She says, Rio loves me. You are jealous because you have no boyfriend. Citra says, I can hear thoughts, Mila. I heard his plan to destroy you. Mila laughs. She says that is impossible. Hearing thoughts is a child's fantasy. You are a liar. Citra touches Mila's hand. She hears, I want to believe her, but I am scared of losing Rio. I will choose Rio. I am sorry, sister. Mila pulls away. She goes back to Rio. Citra leaves the hotel alone. Her heart is heavy. Weeks pass. Mila spends more time with Rio. She starts to change. She becomes secretive. She withdraws money from the family account. Large amounts. Citra tells Mrs. Sari. Mrs. Sari confronts Mila. Mila yells that Citra is a snake. She says Citra is trying to turn the family against her. Mr. Widger believes Mila. He punishes Citra by taking away her phone. He says she cannot leave the house for 2 weeks. Citra accepts the punishment, but she does not stop worrying. She finds a way to send a message to Dr. Arya through a friendly servant. She asks him to look into Rio's background. Dr. Arya does more than that. He hires a private detective. The detective finds everything. Rio is not a real businessman. He is a con artist. He has 3 fake identities. He has been engaged to 4 rich women before. He stole money from all of them. Rio's real name is Joko. He grew up in a poor village. He learned to charm rich girls. He targets families with secrets. He blackmails them. The detective finds photos of Rio with other women. He finds bank records showing Mila's money going into Rio's secret account. Dr. Arya brings all the evidence to Citra. Citra now has a choice. She can show the evidence to Mr. Widger and destroy Mila's trust in Rio. But Mila will hate her for exposing her boyfriend, or she can do nothing and let Mila ruin herself. Citra chooses to act. She loves her sister too much to watch her fall. She goes to Mr. Widger with the evidence. Mr. Widger is angry, but not at Rio. He is angry at Citra. He says, you are spreading lies about your sister's boyfriend because you want to be the only daughter. We're jealous of Mila. Citra is shocked. She says, Father, I am trying to save her. Mr. Widger throws the evidence in the trash. He says, leave my sight. Citra leaves, but she does not give up. She goes to Mrs. Sari. Mrs. Sari believes her. Mrs. Sari has her own reasons to hate Rio. She saw him look at the servants with disrespect. She noticed his fake smile. Mrs. Sari says, I will handle this. She calls Mila to her room. She shows Mila the evidence. Mila screams. She cries. She throws a vase against the wall. She says it is all fake. Citra paid the detective to lie. Mrs. Sari says, I paid the detective, not Citra. Mila stops screaming. She looks at the photos again. She sees Rio with another woman. The woman is wearing Mila's necklace. The necklace Mila gave Rio as a gift of love. Mila finally breaks. She falls to the floor. She says, I am so stupid. I am so stupid. He said he loved me. Mrs. Sari holds her daughter. She rocks her like a baby. She says, we all make mistakes, my love. The important thing is we learn. Mila comes to Citra's room that night. Her eyes are red. Her face is swollen. She says, I am sorry, sister. I called you a liar and a snake. You saved my life, not just with bone marrow, with truth. I will never doubt you again. Citra opens her arms. They hug for a long time. Citra hears Mila's thought. The thought says, she is the best thing that ever happened to me. I will protect her like she protected me. From that day forward, Mila and Citra are inseparable. They share clothes. They share secrets. They share breakfast every morning. The servants start calling them the twin stars. Mrs. Sari is happy for the first time in years. She stops drinking wine alone. She starts gardening. She plants roses in the backyard. Citra helps her dig the soil. Their hands get dirty. They laugh, mother and daughter planting seeds and healing wounds. Only Mr. Widger remains cold. He does not join the family dinners. He eats alone in his study. He works late every night. The company is struggling. A new competitor is eating their market share. The debt is growing. Mr. Widger cannot sleep. He walks the halls at night like a ghost. Citra sees him one night. He is standing in the dark looking at a photo. It is a photo of a baby. The baby has a birthmark on her arm. The same birthmark Citra has. Mr. Widger does not know Citra is watching him. He whispers to the photo, "I am sorry, my little Citra. I am sorry I was weak. I am sorry I listened to my father's voice in my head. He said weak children are a curse. He was wrong. You were never a curse. You were a gift, but I threw you away. I am a monster." He cries like a small child. Citra steps out of the shadows. She touches her father's shoulder. He jumps. He sees her. He tries to hide the photo, but it is too late. Citra says, "I saw the photo. I saw your tears. Why do you cry in secret but stay cold in the light?" Mr. Widger looks at his daughter. Really looks at her for the first time. He says, "Because I am a coward. I have built my whole life on being strong. Being strong means never saying sorry, never showing weakness. But I am weak, I am broken, and I do not know how to fix myself." Citra takes his hand. She hears his thought. The thought is not words. The thought is a feeling of deep, deep regret, like an ocean of sadness. Citra says, "Father, you cannot change the past, but you can change today. Start by eating dinner with us tomorrow. Start by telling Mother you love her. Start by telling me you see me." Mr. Widger nods. He says, "I will try." It is a small word, try, but it is a beginning. The next night, Mr. Widger comes to the dinner table. Everyone is shocked. He has not eaten with the family in 3 months. He sits down. He looks at Mrs. Sari. He says, "I love you." Mrs. Sari drops her fork. She has not heard those words in years. He looks at Mila. He says, "I am proud of you for being strong." He looks at Citra. He says, "I see you. I see my daughter. I am sorry it took me so long." Tears fall from his eyes. He does not wipe them away. He lets them fall. Grandma Dewi claps her hands. She says, "Finally, my son has returned." The family eats together. The food tastes better than it has in years. That night, Citra lies in her bed and smiles at the ceiling. She can hear the thoughts of her family from their rooms. Mrs. Sari thinks, "I am lucky to have such a brave daughter." Mila thinks, "I will never let anyone hurt my sister again." Mr. Widger thinks, "I will spend the rest of my life making up for my sins." And Grandma Dewi thinks this is what heaven feels like, a family whole again. But the story does not end here. New problems always come. A month later, Mr. Widger gets a letter. The letter is from a law firm. It says a woman named Linda is claiming to be Mr. Widger's illegitimate daughter from an affair 20 years ago. Linda wants a share of the family wealth. She has DNA evidence. Mr. Widger is confused. He has never heard of Linda. He never had an affair. He tells the family the truth. He says, "I have been faithful to your mother our whole marriage." This is a lie. Someone is trying to destroy us. Citra volunteers to meet Linda. She wants to hear her thoughts. She finds Linda at a coffee shop. Linda is a pretty woman in her 20s. She is nervous. Her hands shake. She tells Citra that her mother worked as a secretary for Mr. Widger 20 years ago. Her mother claimed that Mr. Widger forced himself on her. Linda was born 9 months later. Her mother died 5 years ago. Before she died, she gave Linda a letter. Letter named Mr. Widger as the father. Citra touches Linda's hand. She hears Linda's thought. The thought is pure. It says, "I do not want money. I want a family. I have been alone my whole life. I just want to belong somewhere." Citra believes Linda. She takes Linda to meet Mr. Widger. Mr. Widger looks at Linda. He does not recognize her mother. He asks for more proof. Linda gives him a DNA test. The test says they are not father and daughter. The DNA does not match. Mr. Widger is relieved, but Linda is crushed. She cries. She says the letter must be a lie. "I have no one. I am truly alone." Citra feels pity for Linda. She touches her hand again. She hears, "Thank you for being kind to me. I will disappear now. I am used to being alone." Citra cannot let this woman live in pain. She asks Mr. Widger to help Linda anyway, not as a daughter but as a charity. Mr. Widger agrees. He gives Linda money to start a small business. Linda opens a bakery. She is good at baking. The bakery becomes successful. Linda visits the Widger house every Christmas. She is not family, but she is a friend. Another lost person found a home because Citra listened to her heart. Then a bigger storm comes. The company is on the edge of bankruptcy. The bank calls the loan. Mr. Widger has 30 days to pay $10 million or the company will be seized. He does not have the money. He has sold most of his assets to keep the business running. The family mansion is mortgaged. If the company falls, the family loses everything. Mr. Widger stops eating. He stops sleeping. He talks about disappearing. He says it is better to run away than to face the shame. Mrs. Sari is scared. Mila is scared. Even Grandma Dewi is worried. But Citra is not scared. She has an idea. She remembers the thoughts she heard from the employees. Many of them have good ideas to save the company, but Mr. Widger never listened. He was too proud. Citra goes to the company office. She asks to see the head of logistics. His name is Mr. Tono. He is a quiet man who has worked for Widger Shipping for 30 years. Citra touches Mr. Tono's hand. She hears, "I know how to save this company. We should stop using old shipping routes and switch to a new, faster route through the southern islands. I told the boss this 5 years ago. He called me a fool. Now our competitors are using that route and winning." Citra takes this idea to Mr. Widger. Mr. Widger says that idea is stupid. The southern route is dangerous. There are pirates. Citra says the competitors use it and they have no pirates. They hired private security. We can do the same. Mr. Widger does not want to listen, but Citra does not give up. She brings Mr. Tono to the house. Mr. Tono explains his plan in detail. He shows maps and cost calculations. He proves that the southern route will save 40% on fuel and time. Mr. Widger finally agrees to try. He calls the bank. He asks for an extension. The bank says no. Mr. Widger is stuck. He has the plan but no money to execute it. The company will die in 30 days. Citra refuses to let the company die. She goes to Dr. Arya. She asks him if he knows any investors. Dr. Arya does not know any investors, but he knows a patient. One of his patients is a retired rich lady named Mrs. Lena. Mrs. Lena is 80 years old. She has no family. She has a lot of money. She is lonely. Dr. Arya arranges a meeting. Citra goes to Mrs. Lena's house. It is a big house but empty. Mrs. Lena sits alone watching television. She looks sad. Citra introduces herself. She tells Mrs. Lena about the company and the plan. Mrs. Lena is not interested in business. She is interested in Citra. She says, "You have kind eyes. My daughter had kind eyes. She died 10 years ago." Citra touches Mrs. Lena's hand. She hears, "I am so lonely. I would give all my money just to have someone eat dinner with me." Citra makes a deal. She says, "Mrs. Lena, I will have dinner with you every Sunday for 1 year. In exchange, you invest $2 million in my father's company." Mrs. Lena starts to cry. She says, "You would do that for a stranger." Citra says, "You are not a stranger anymore. You are family now." Mrs. Lena agrees. She writes a check. Citra brings the check to her father. Mr. Widger is shocked. He says, "How did you get this money?" Citra says, "I made a friend." The company gets the investment. They switch to the southern route. The plan works. Profits go up. The debt is paid. The company is saved. Mr. Widger looks at Citra with new eyes. He says, "You are not the weak one. You are the strongest person I have ever known." Citra does not say anything. She just smiles. Her heart is full. Now we must talk about love. Dr. Arya has been patient. He has waited for Citra to heal physically and emotionally. He has never pushed. He has never demanded. He has simply been there, every checkup, every late-night call. Every time she needed a ride to the hospital, he was there. Citra knows she loves him. She has always known. She heard his heart on the very first day. She heard, "I will protect this girl," but she was too sick to think about romance. Too focused on survival. Now she is healthy. Now she has a family. Now she can think about her own happiness. One night, Dr. Arya takes her to the rooftop of the hospital, the place where they first met. He gets down on one knee. He holds a small ring. The ring is not expensive. It is a silver band with a tiny blue stone. He says, "Citra, I do not have much money. I am just a doctor, but I have a heart that beats only for you. I have hands that want to hold yours forever. Will you marry me?" Citra touches his hand. She hears, "I am terrified she will say no, but I have to try. She is my everything." Citra laughs. She says, "Yes, Dr. Arya. Yes, I will marry you." She hears his thought change to pure joy. Joy like fireworks. They kiss on the rooftop under the stars. The city lights blink below them. The wedding is 6 months later. The Widger mansion garden is turned into a fairy tale. White flowers everywhere. String lights hanging from the trees, a long table for the feast. Mrs. Sari plans everything. She is a different woman now. She laughs loudly. She hugs everyone. She no longer drinks wine alone. She drinks juice and dances with the servants. Mila is the maid of honor. She cries during the ceremony. She cries happy tears. Grandma Dewi walks down the aisle with a walker. She beat dementia. The doctors still call it a miracle. She sits in the front row and smiles the whole time. Rena, the adoptive mother, is also in the front row. She wears a beautiful blue dress that Citra bought for her. Rena and Mrs. Sari sit next to each other. They hold hands. They are both mothers of the same daughter. They have become friends. Mr. Widger walks Citra down the aisle. He is crying. He does not hide it. He cries openly. He whispers to Citra, "I am so proud of you. You saved me. You saved all of us." Citra squeezes his arm. She says, "We saved each other, Father." Dr. Arya waits at the altar. He looks handsome in his black suit. His eyes are wet too. Citra reaches him. She takes his hand. She does not need to hear his thought. She knows it. "I love you. I love you. I love you." The priest says the words. They exchange rings. They kiss. The guests cheer. Mrs. Lena is there too. She comes to every Sunday dinner now. She sits next to Grandma Dewi. They are best friends, two old ladies who found family late in life. The feast lasts until midnight. There is music. There is dancing. The servants dance with the family. There is no line between master and servant anymore. Citra erased that line with her kindness. She pays everyone fairly. She gives bonuses. She thanks them every day. The head chef says he has never been happier in 30 years of working. The gardener says he feels like a king. Anton, the servant who helped Citra escape that first night, is now the head of household staff. He got a promotion and a new house for his family. Everyone eats cake. The cake is made by Linda. Linda's bakery has grown. She now has 3 shops. She baked the wedding cake for free. It is 5 layers tall. It tastes like heaven. That night after the party, Citra and Dr. Arya lie in bed. They are in a small house near the hospital. They did not want to live in the mansion. They wanted their own space. The house is simple: 2 bedrooms, a small garden, a porch swing. Citra looks at her husband. She touches his face. She hears his thought: I hope she is as happy as I am. Citra says, I am happier. I never imagined this life. When I was sick in that small house with the leaking roof, I dreamed of just surviving one more day. Now I have a father who loves me, a mother who hugs me, a sister who protects me, a grandmother who tells me stories, a second mother, Rena, who sacrificed everything for me, a friend in Mrs. Lena, a friend in Linda, a house full of servants who respect me, and a husband who looks at me like I am the sun. I am not just surviving, I am living. Dr. Arya kisses her forehead. He says, you deserve all of this. You earned it with your courage. Then he falls asleep. Citra stays awake a little longer. She listens to the night. She hears the crickets. She hears the wind. She hears her own heart beating strong and healthy. She thinks about her power, the ability to hear true thoughts. At first she thought it was a curse. It hurt to know what people really thought, but now she sees it as a gift. It helped her find her family. It helped her avoid evil people like Rio. It helped her save the company. It helped her bring lost souls into her circle. She whispers to the dark, thank you for this gift. I will use it for good for the rest of my life. But the story is not completely finished. There is one more twist, one more secret hidden in the past. One day Citra is cleaning the attic of the mansion. She finds an old trunk. The trunk is locked. She finds a key hidden under a loose floorboard. She opens the trunk. Inside there are letters, old yellow letters tied with a ribbon. She opens one. The letter is from her father, Mr. Widger, to a woman named Dewi, not Grandma Dewi, a different Dewi. The letter says, I love you, Dewi. I cannot marry you because my family has chosen Sari for me, but you will always be my heart. Citra reads more letters. She learns that her father had a true love before he married Mrs. Sari. That woman Dewi was poor. The Widger family rejected her. Beauty Widger married Sari for money and power, but he never stopped loving Dewi. Dewi died young. She died of a broken heart. The letters are filled with sorrow and regret. Citra takes the letters to her father. Mr. Widger sees the trunk. His face turns white. He thought those letters were burned long ago. He falls to his knees. He says, I have been carrying this guilt for 30 years. I loved another woman. I married your mother for convenience. I have never been truly happy. Citra sits next to him. She says, Father, I am not angry. I am sad for you. You spent your whole life pretending to be strong, but strength is not pretending. Strength is being honest. You should tell Mother the truth. She deserves to know. Mr. Widger is scared. He says, your mother will leave me. She will hate me. Citra says, maybe she will, but maybe she will understand. You cannot build a marriage on a lie. Mr. Widger thinks for a long time, then he nods. He goes to Mrs. Sari. He tells her everything. The affair with Dewi, the love he never let go, the regret. Mrs. Sari is silent. She does not scream. She does not cry. She sits for an hour without speaking. Then she says, I knew. I always knew. Wife knows when her husband's heart is somewhere else. I stayed because I was scared of being alone. I stayed because of the money, but I am not scared anymore. I have my daughters. I have my garden. I have my own strength now. She takes Mr. Widger's hand. She says we can start over, not as lovers, but as friends, as partners in raising our family. Mr. Widger cries. He cries harder than he has ever cried. He says, you are a better person than I deserve. Mrs. Sari says, I am not better. I am just tired of being angry. I forgive you. Let us be at peace. They hug. It is not a romantic hug. It is a hug between two people who have survived a long, hard journey together. Citra watches from the doorway. She smiles. Another wound healed by truth. Months pass. Citra and Dr. Arya try to have a baby. They try for a year. Nothing happens. Citra goes to a fertility doctor. The doctor says the blood disease and the transplant may have damaged her ability to have children. It might be impossible. Citra is heartbroken. She wanted a baby of her own. She wanted to hold a child and never abandon it. She wanted to give a child the love her father never gave her. She cries in Dr. Arya's arms. He holds her tight. He says we can adopt, we can foster, we can have 100 children if you want. Blood does not make a family. Love makes a family. You taught me that. Citra wipes her tears. She says you are right. We will adopt. They go to an adoption agency. There are so many children waiting for homes. Citra and Dr. Arya choose a brother and sister. The boy is 5 years old. His name is Doni. The girl is 3 years old. Her name is Tika. Their parents died in a car accident. They have no other family. They are scared and quiet. They do not trust anyone. Citra takes Doni's hand. She hears his thought, I am scared, I want my mommy. Will this new mommy hurt me too? Citra's heart breaks. She kneels down. She says, Doni, I will never hurt you. I will love you forever. I promise. Doni looks at her. He does not speak for a long time. Then he says, okay. It is one word, but it is everything. Citra takes Tikar's hand. Tikar does not have words yet. Her thoughts are pictures. Citra sees a picture of a dark room, a picture of a crying face, a picture of a warm hug. Citra holds Tikar close. She whispers, I am your mother now. You are safe. Tikar stops shaking. She puts her tiny hand on Citra's face. She smiles. It is the first smile anyone has seen from her since the accident. Dr. Arya watches his wife with the children. He thinks she is a miracle worker. He is right. The adoption is finalized 6 months later. The Widger family throws a big party. Doni and Tikar get new clothes, new toys, new rooms in the small house next to the hospital. They call Citra Mama, they call Dr. Arya Papa, they call Rina Grandma, they call Mrs. Sari Grandma too. They have 3 grandmas now. Rina and Mrs. Sari and Grandma Dewi. The children are spoiled with love. They forget the dark room. They forget the crying. They only remember hugs and bedtime stories and pancakes on Sundays. Citra watches them play in the garden. She touches her own stomach. She does not feel sadness anymore about not having a biological child. She looks at Doni and Tikar. They are hers. Her heart knows it. Her power does not work on them. She cannot hear their thoughts anymore because she does not need to. She knows their hearts without the magic. That is the real gift, to know someone's heart without touching them. One day Doni asks Citra why she is so nice. He says other grown-ups were mean. Why are you not mean? Citra sits him on her lap. She says, because I know what it feels like to be thrown away. I know what it feels like to be unwanted. I promised myself that if I ever had children, I would never make them feel that way. You are wanted, Doni. You are loved. You are my favorite boy in the whole world. Doni hugs her so tight she cannot breathe. He whispers, I love you, Mama. Citra cries. She cries happy tears. Tikar runs over and climbs on Citra's back. She says, Mama, 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 just the word over and over. It is the best sound in the universe. Now we must talk about Mila. Mila has not found love since Rio. She is scared to trust again. She focuses on her career. She takes over the marketing department of the family company. She is good at it. She is creative and bold. She launches a new advertising campaign that goes viral. The company stock goes up. Mr. Widger is proud. He tells everyone Mila is a genius. Mila laughs. She says, I learned from my sister. Citra taught me that the best ideas come from listening to people. One day a new photographer comes to take photos for the company catalogue. His name is Bayu. He is not rich. He has a small studio. He wears old jeans and a worn-out jacket, but his eyes are kind. He takes photos of Mila. He makes her laugh. He makes her feel pretty not because of her clothes or her money, but because of her smile. Mila is attracted to him, but she is scared. She remembers Rio. She remembers the pain. She refuses to date Bayu. Bayu does not push. He continues to work for the company. He is professional and polite. Citra sees the way Bayu looks at Mila. Citra sees the way Mila looks at the ground when Bayu is near. Citra decides to help. She invites Bayu to a family dinner. She tells her parents he is a business partner. Mila is surprised to see him. She is nervous. Citra watches carefully. During dinner, Bayu tells a story about his childhood. He grew up poor. His father died when he was young. His mother cleaned houses to feed him. He worked hard to become a photographer. He never complains. He never lies. He is exactly who he seems. After dinner, Citra pulls Mila aside. She says you should give him a chance. Mila says I am scared. Citra says fear is not a reason to be alone. Touch his hand. Listen to his heart. If you do not want to use my power, then listen the old-fashioned way. Watch his actions. See how he treats waiters. See how he talks about his mother. Mila thinks about this. The next day she asks Bayu to coffee. They talk for 3 hours. She tells him about Rio. She tells him about her fears. Bayu does not get angry. He does not get defensive. He says, I understand if you cannot trust me yet. I will wait. I will prove myself. Mila feels something she has not felt in a long time. Hope. 6 months later she introduces Bayu to the family as her boyfriend. Mr. Widger is hesitant. The man is poor. He does not come from a good family, but Mrs. Sari loves him. She says, look at his eyes, beauty. They are honest. Mr. Widger looks at Bayu's eyes. He sees no greed, no plan, just love. He gives his blessing. Mila cries. She hugs her father. She says, thank you for trusting me. Mr. Widger says, I trust your sister's judgment. She told me he is good, and I have learned to trust Citra. 2 years after the wedding of Citra and Dr. Arya, Grandma Dewi passes away. She dies in her sleep. She is 93 years old. Her face is peaceful. She is smiling. The doctors say her heart just stopped. It was her time. The family is heartbroken but also grateful. Grandma Dewi lived long enough to see the family heal. She saw Citra become the favorite. She saw the twins become sisters. She saw Beauty become a real father. She saw Sari become a happy woman. She saw the adoption of Doni and Tika. She saw Mila find true love with Bayu. She had nothing left to do. Her work on earth was finished. At the funeral, Citra speaks. She says, Grandma Dewi was the first person in this family to hold my hand without fear. She was the first to say my name with love. She taught me that age does not matter. Dementia does not matter. What matters is the heart. Grandma Dewi had a heart the size of the ocean. She will live in us forever. The whole family cries. Even the servants cry. Linda bakes 1,000 cookies for the funeral guests. Mrs. Lena sits in the front row holding a tissue. She says to Grandma Dewi's photo, see you soon, old friend. Not too soon, I hope. Everyone laughs through the tears. That night, Citra sits alone in Grandma Dewi's empty room. She touches the old woman's wheelchair. She closes her eyes. She does not hear a thought. The power is silent, but she feels a warmth, a presence. She whispers, thank you, grandmother, for seeing me when no one else would. The wind blows the curtain. Citra smiles. She knows Grandma Dewi is at peace. Now we come to the final chapter of this story. Citra is now 24 years old. She has been married for 3 years. Doni is 8, Tika is 6. The family company is thriving. Mila and Bayu are engaged. Their wedding is next spring. Mrs. Sari has become a famous gardener. She writes a book about healing through plants. Mr. Widger has retired. He spends his days fishing and playing with his grandchildren. He is a different man. He laughs loudly. He hugs freely. He tells everyone he meets about his amazing daughter Citra, who saved his life. Rena, the adoptive mother, lives in a small house next to the mansion. Citra built it for her. Rena has a garden full of vegetables. She gives them to the neighbors for free. She is happy. She has never been happier. Dr. Arya has opened his own clinic. It is for poor people. They pay nothing if they cannot afford it. Citra runs a foundation that gives scholarships to orphans. She remembers what it felt like to be a child with no future. Now she gives futures to others. She gives 100 scholarships every year. The children call her Mama Citra. She loves it. One day a young girl comes to the foundation. She is 15 years old. Her name is Maya. She is sick. She has the same blood disease Citra had. She is poor. She has no family. She is alone. Citra looks at Maya and sees herself 17 years ago. She touches Maya's hand. She hears, I am scared to die alone. Citra says, you are not alone anymore, Maya. I will save you. I will be your family. Citra pays for Maya's treatment. She finds a bone marrow match. The surgery is successful. Maya lives. Maya has no parents, so Citra and Dr. Arya adopt her. Now Doni and Tika have a big sister. Maya is quiet at first. She does not trust anyone, but Citra is patient. She sits with Maya every night. She reads to her. She holds her hand. She does not use her power to hear Maya's thoughts because she wants Maya to have privacy. But after 6 months, Maya speaks. She says, I love you, mother. Thank you for saving me. Citra cries. She holds Maya tight. She says, you saved me too, Maya. You reminded me why I fight. Doni and Tika run into the room. They jump on the bed. They scream, sister, sister, sister. Maya laughs, the first time she has laughed in years. The sound is beautiful. It fills the house. Dr. Arya stands in the doorway. He watches his family. His heart is so full it might burst. He whispers to himself, this is heaven. This is my heaven. Now I will tell you the final scene of Mendengar Hati Mereka Aku Jadi Kesayangan. It is a Sunday afternoon. The sun is warm but not hot. The whole family gathers at the mansion. Mr. Widger and Mrs. Sari sit on the porch. They hold hands. They are old now. Their hair is grey, but their eyes are young. Mila and Bayu sit on the grass with their new baby boy. They named him Beauty after his grandfather. Mila kisses the baby's head. She says, you will be kind like your Aunt Citra. Bayu takes a photo. He captures the moment. Rena is in the kitchen cooking her famous soup. Linda is there helping her. Linda brought fresh bread from her bakery. Mrs. Lena is in the living room playing chess with Doni. Doni is winning. Mrs. Lena pretends to be angry, but she is proud. Tika and Maya are in the garden catching butterflies. Their laughter floats through the air. The servants are setting up a long table outside. Anton is in charge. He yells directions, but he is smiling. Everyone is smiling. And Citra, where is Citra? She is sitting under the big tree in the middle of the garden. The same tree where she used to hide when she first came to the mansion. She is alone, but she is not lonely. She closes her eyes. She listens. She hears her father's thought, I am grateful. She hears her mother's thought, I am at peace. She hears Mila's thought, I am loved. She hears Bayu's thought, I am home. She hears Rena's thought, I did good. She hears Mrs. Lena's thought, I will not die alone. She hears Doni's thought, Mama is the best. She hears Tika's thought, I want a hug. She hears Maya's thought, I am safe. She hears Dr. Arya's thought. She walks towards Citra. Citra opens her eyes. Her husband stands before her. He holds out his hand. He says, come inside. Lunch is ready, everyone is waiting for you. You are the favorite after all, Citra laughs. She takes his hand, she stands up, she looks at the garden, at the house, at the family. She remembers the day she came to this gate, sick, scared, alone. She remembers the slap, the locked shed, the cold eyes. She remembers the journey, the pain, the healing, the love. She is not the weak baby anymore. She is the heart of this family. She is the one who listened to the silence. She is the one who heard the truth. She is the favorite, and she deserves it. She earned it every single day. She walks into the house. The door closes behind her, but the story does not close. It continues in every hug, every laugh, every meal shared, every tear wiped away. That is the meaning of Mendengar Hati Mereka aku jadi Kesayangan. Listening to hearts makes you the favorite, not because you demand love, but because you give it without condition. Thank you for staying with Cinema Movies through this 50,000-word journey. We hope this story touched your heart like Citra touched her family. If you want more full drama explanations like this, please like, subscribe and hit the bell. Tell us in the comments which character you loved most. Was it Grandma Dewi or brave little Doni or Citra herself? We read every comment. We make these videos for you. Until the next story, keep listening to the hearts around you. You might become their favorite too. This is Cinema Movies signing off. Peace and love to all.